We think of iconic pictures. Well, we think of I'm not thinking of me, of course, I'm pulling your leg. But you know what I mean? When you think about those iconic pictures that we all know. Over here, for instance, I'm sure many people have seen this around the world. There's this really sort of strange picture, to say the least. It's sort of heart-stopping, in fact, of a man painting the side of the Blackpool Tower way back, I think, in the 1920s. No safety harness, no health and safety, just holding on, paintbrush and everything like that, and you're thinking, goodness, you know, how would you do that? And it wouldn't be allowed today. But suddenly it became an iconic picture. It's like that famous picture, I think, in New York City, where all the workers are sitting on a girder having their lunch. For somebody who's got a fear of heights, it's like, oh no, I can't even look at it, I feel really giddy, you know, that sort of thing. But iconic pictures are created and then become sort of folklore, don't they? The imagery that we all remember. And it's fascinating when you look into the history behind them, because I had no idea about this particular picture I wanted to share with you. Let me explain. Hi, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your time today, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's true though, isn't it? You know, everybody remembers the white skirt blow up picture of Marilyn Monroe filming the 7-Year Itch way back in 1954. And as Billy Wilder, this sounds pretentious, doesn't it? But as Billy Wilder told me, they couldn't use the original outside footage, which I think was on Lexington Avenue, because of all the crowd whooping and stuff. And this was meant to be just a normal boy and a girl coming back from the cinema, so they had to recreate the look on, of course, the 20th Century Fox film sound studio stage. So when you think, as ever, everything's recreated. But the original footage that you see where Joe DiMaggio is in the background, not too happy, but this became an iconic look for the actress. Now, another actress who really created iconic looks was none other than the screen silent star, Gloria Swanson. And I've mentioned this before, you know, the movie Sunset Boulevard, if you work in any level of entertainment, you can totally relate to it, because the business picks you up and it knocks you down and it says it wants you back, then you find out it doesn't. And what they actually want from you are things that actually, you know, you don't necessarily want to give, or indeed you now have to live with the idea that you are yesterday's news. It happens to everybody unless you're very, very lucky. And that movie way back in 1950, again, Billy Wilder told me that everybody said, oh, you're killing off Hollywood, you're killing the business, people won't want to work with you. But when we watch it now, we realise that it's a snapshot into not just that world, but even the world we live in today. Gloria Swanson wasn't the first star to be offered that particular role. The idea originally was to offer it to somebody, can you imagine this, like Mae West? And I think I famously told you, Mae told Billy that actually she didn't play anybody over 27 and was looking at the much younger role of Betty. Yes, well, you can imagine how well that went. Of course, Gloria became a big success. Now, by 1960, things were looking a little bit tricky again. And what she needed was an injection of, well, publicity into her world. And then this particular infamous picture was now taken. This is in the ruins of the Roxy Cinema, a 5,000-seat cinema in New York City that was in the last throes of being, well, you know, knocked down. And they decided for the front cover of Life magazine that she was going to stand in the ruins of this cinema, because she was there at the opening night with the opening night film way back in 1927. Now, the Hollywood star Mickey Rooney told me that he was very instrumental behind this particular picture, because they become great friends and he was working with her on a project around that time. And he said that she felt that this particular picture was a bit of a slap in the teeth, another washed up actress in the ruins of her career. And he told her, and this is what he told me, was that no, go along with this, because this will be iconic. The building, one day, obviously nobody will remember it, but they will remember you. So consequently, she decided to get out all of the best jewellery, which today would really be over $1 million that she was wearing. Can you imagine? £1 million worth of jewellery in 1960, and a beautiful Jean Louis gown. And apparently the idea for Jean Louis came from another friend of hers, yes, the aforementioned Marilyn Monroe. He designed the famous see-through gown that Marilyn wore in May 1962 at one of her last big public appearances to sing Happy Birthday to the President. And so consequently, whether she realised this or not, another iconic picture was made. But She said this did nothing to help her career because people just basically looked at her as a washed up relic of the silent movie era. Of course, many people realised she popped up in Airport 75 alongside a plethora of stars including Dean Martin, etc. But as she said, people could only see her as yesterday's news. And it got me thinking, for everybody who knows an iconic picture, as I say, whether it be the Blackpool Tower picture or whatever, is there an image that you look at and think, yeah, wow, that was a moment in time? It could be non-entertainment based. It could be just something like a building that's no longer there, or people queuing at a soup kitchen or something. But pictures, imagery can really change the thought process. And more importantly, it's fascinating to see, isn't it, how when Mickey Rooney discussed it with me, he said she thought this was going to open so many doors. And in fact, her belief was it closed so many. Strange to think though, she was there at the opening and there she was really finally at the closing. But there truly never was a star like Gloria Swanson. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.